Howdy everyone. This week on Understanding STO, I'll be going over lockboxes. I will specifically be going over the following subjects related to lockboxes. What are the odds to win a ship? Is it better to open boxes or just sell keys to buy a specific item off the exchange? Is there a best lockbox to open? Are lockboxes profitable to open? When should you open lockboxes? And finally, is there a best time or map to open on? If you want to skip directly to any of those portions above, links are in the description below to go directly there. So, what are the odds to win a ship? On average, the chance to win a ship is universally around 0.5%, or 1 out of every 200 boxes. Now this is not guaranteed. Sometimes people will get one on their first box, and sometimes they'll never get one even after 500 or so boxes. It's all a gamble. Which is why it's always important to evaluate the following before going after a specific ship or item. Is it better to open lockboxes or just sell keys to buy that item off the exchange? I can't count the number of times I've seen someone complain that they didn't get a ship or some specific item after opening many boxes. Often people will spend significantly more gambling than they would have had they just sold the keys on the exchange and bought whatever item it is they're after off the exchange. An example of this is the common price of ships being 250 to 300 million EC. Keys are usually 5 million per, and ships have an average drop rate of 1 out of every 200 as mentioned before. So for 50 to 60 keys, you can guarantee you can have the ship, or you couldn't potentially spend much more and not get it by gambling. It's always something you should think about before opening boxes, and it's something that always results in a forum thread whenever a new promo ship or lockbox is released, when someone doesn't get a ship after spending hundreds of dollars when they could have bought several of the ships had they just sold the keys or promotion packs. A lot of us get a laugh out of that because someone made a really stupid mistake. Now, if you're going to open a lockbox, it's important to open the one that has the most potential value. So let's answer the popular question, is there a best lockbox to open? And the answer, as some of you will know, is yes. The Infinity lockbox is the best lockbox out there that you can open. This lockbox came out in late 2016 on PC and just recently came out for consoles. The reason it's so special is that it has the contents from nearly every other lockbox in it. It is updated the week before any new season or expansion is released. That update will include the lockbox items from the lockbox from the season before. So 6 months after a lockbox launches, it will be put into the Infinity lockbox basically. So keep that in mind when you're messing with the market on certain lockbox items, because once it hits Infinity, the value of it will drop a bit due to the influx of supply. And the reason for that is what really makes Infinity so much better. On top of what I just mentioned, you have a massive amount of choice with most of the wins. When you win something like a console pack, instead of giving you a specific console, it gives you a box that will let you choose any console from the list it has, which is basically any console that's ever been in a lockbox. So you can see just how nice that is. It means you can choose the item that is the most valuable and sell it for max profit. Now that I've mentioned max profit, that's another important thing to consider before gambling. Is it actually profitable at all? It's very rare that opening lockboxes can be profitable. Even the Infinity has slowly lost its profitability over time because it's been out for so long on PC that nearly every market has a massive supply. It truly is a gamble on whether or not you will make your money back now. Even new lockboxes are not profitable on their launch day, which is when stuff is usually the most valuable. You can see this with both my Privateer and Sona lockbox opening videos, in which I'd have lost massive amounts of EC had I opened them on holodeck. Honestly, you're gonna be lucky if you even break even most of the time nowadays, even with Infinity. It's also important to keep in mind that you're going to be dealing with a lot of very low value items, and it's going to be pretty tedious to sell everything to try and break even or even make a profit if you're really lucky. It's a lot of work for little gain. So if they're not profitable and you can just buy the stuff off the exchange cheaper, when should you open lockboxes? Well, the only time you really should open lockboxes is when you need a specific Lobi item that you can't buy off the exchange, like a weapon or a console. Opening lockboxes to sell Lobi store items is really only good for losing your EC. And I'll be getting into that topic a bit more next week in a Lobi specific video, so make sure to check that out because I think that's going to help a few people out who make the mistake of going and trying to sell Lobi items. And our last topic for this video is going to be pretty popular with many people, and it's also going to be a bit of a gray area for some. And that is there a best time or place to open boxes to have increased odds? The answer to this depends on who you ask and how honest they are with you and just how much data they've collected themselves. Most people are going to tell you it's all random, but that's not entirely accurate from what myself and a few others have seen over the years. Some major lockbox openers will flat out tell you certain things. Many I've heard go to X map, open after someone else wins a ship, open at this time after the hour, and many other things. Now, I'll be honest, I've tried many different things out there, and there's nothing that is 100%. You're just gonna have to accept that right now. There's nothing that will guarantee you a win. The only thing you can do is have increased chances. So one of the things here, a big thing, is time. I personally don't think the place matters much. Others swear by the places, but I've tested in many different maps. Most of the wins I had last year ended up being from a bridge, so I was the only person there. But the time certainly seems to match up with some of the data that I collected earlier this year during the Enterprise J launch weekend. I recorded 180 something wins, and the graph you're now seeing has the amount of wins at each minute over that time period, and that was over 12 hours of data collection over 2 or 3 days. So it's a good amount of data collection. It's not the best sample size. I'd love to have had 1,000, but I just don't have the time to do that, and there's really not many people opening boxes right now. So it's what I've got to work with, and it's aligning with what I've seen from opening boxes myself and seeing other people I know open boxes. Now, an important thing to note here is this is not just for lockboxes, this is for promotion ships. So keep that in mind. And like the Suliban Cell ship and the Tuffley probably even would help with the Phoenix prize packs. Yeah, there we go. I could remember them for a second for trying to go for the UR epic tokens, but who knows. And another thing I almost forgot is that ships often drop in groups of 2 or 3. You'll see that a bit when ships are being won. So the advice that others have given out to pop open some boxes right after you see someone else win is pretty sound advice from what I've seen myself and what I know others have done. I know people have won ships doing that. I've done it before. Snipey's done it before. Quite a few people have, but it's of course just, it's all still down to some RNG, but it certainly seems like it has better odds than if we just opened at a random time. And with that, that pretty much wraps up this video. I hope this video has helped you in some way or another. The next video in this series will be covering Lobi, specifically the things up on the screen now. What is Lobi and where is it from? What is the best way to get Lobi? What is the cost of Lobi from the best source? Playing the Lobi market, specifically the cost to obtain Lobi versus the value of Lobi items. And finally, when should you go after Lobi? If there are any other Lobi related topics that you would like to see covered, please leave them in the comment section of this video by Friday, August 11th. The Lobi video will be released on August 14th, so I will be taking your questions, and if I can fit them into the video, I will try to get them in. If not, I will respond to your comment and try to answer you as best as I can. If you liked this video or you hated it, let me know in the comments section down below. See you all next week.